Everybody, and welcome back to Talk Gaming. I'm Rich, and I'm here with Bob and J-Bone.
And you are?
And who am I? Who am I, J-Bone?
He doesn't like saying his own name.
Dude, I'm starting to get teary-eyed because, like, it's
Why
emotional,
can I
dude.
get that?
It's emotional, dude. Richard, the motherfucking sword. The gayest fucking intro ever, dude.
Thank you, J-Bone.
Hello, guys. This is Talk Gaming.
You're like teary.
I am Richard the Seventh's fucking sword.
Do you ever say the seventh sword?
Of
Not
course he
really.
does, dude.
Everyone else
When he's
says
checking on at Walmart.
You're like, I am the seventh sword. Have a great day.
it. Is that what you call your penis? The seventh sword?
the seventh D.
The seventh D, that's right. What happened to the first six? What happened to the
They're
first?
still there.
Oh. They're still hanging out. But the seventh, that's the one you care about.
All right, you motherfuckers. What have you been doing?
Destiny. But before we get into Destiny,
Destiny. Yeah. Destiny.
there's some conspiracies going on in the gaming universe, guys.
Oh, yeah?
There's some sort of weird things going on.
Does it have something to do with
Some sort of gate.
a gate? Like what kind of gate? Like
Like
a
Watergate?
iron gate?
A time gate.
The Watergate?
Time space continuum
A
gate?
game gate.
Floodgate?
Game gate.
A game gate. This is what people are
Oh,
doing.
God.
The hashtag GameGate is appearing everywhere across the universe and through time itself. And personally, I think it's a little ridiculous.
Hey, J-Bo, you want to fill us in or fill the other people in about this gate?
Shit, dude, I've tried like looking at information right now, and like it's kind of confusing. I guess this chick named
Don't call her chick.
this. Oh yeah, that's right. This woman,
you.
this woman who was like more like about feminist rights. Her name was like Alexia, I think. I can't remember her last name. She was getting death threats because she gained momentum and raised like $160,000 towards a fund or a fundraiser to make videos reviewing video games from her perspective, which was a feminist point of view. So like say her reviewing GTA 5 on PS4 and it's a bunch of like three dudes, Michael, Trevor, and what's his face? Franklin, and like just going around killing people and killing, you know, the deers and the women and running them over with cars, and she's just
So you don't like killing deers either? That's
you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like more of like a feminist point of view. And then this other chick, Zoe Quinn, was accused of having sex with other game developers in the industry, as she's a game developer herself. And then she was also getting death threats and text messages to like her dad. Like it became like a 4chan thing. Like once 4chan gets a hold of it, dude, it's nothing but like Hack City.
Even 4chan's like now deleting those posts, apparently.
No, the 4chan's just like scum armpit of the internet, dude.
But
like,
yeah, but the fact that they're actually going through and like deleting those posts now is like, wow. Like 4chan is like rescinding stuff. That's why.
4chan was even deleting the celebrity nude hacks and shit like that. They were like even Reddit and stuff were like, okay, like this is enough. Like we're just gonna ban it. But then like more hacks would come out, and then they'd be like, here it is, guys. You know what I mean? So it's just like just
true.
complete. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really know much about it, other than like what? Like this Zoe Quinn had sex with developers, and these developers. The ex-boyfriend, I should say, the ex-boyfriend, released dirty laundry about her past, and it just it became like a little like lit flame to like this roaring inferno, and then like this own like hashtag gamer gate became like its own like identity.
Gamers are upset that because she was sleeping with the game developers that they were changing the game. I know me and Rich talked about it earlier, but I mean the game developers who changed the game for her.
Like I'll have sex with you if you.
We don't know what the personal details were. I mean, there was two people that consensually had sex. Big deal.
Yeah.
If he wants to change his game after it, that's his design.
Yeah, I mean, even if they have agreement or whatever on it, it's both people's. I mean,
it's not changing the industry. Okay, the fact is, like, this is what happens when an industry grows. All these scandals are going to appear. Look at actors, all that stuff like that. Look at artists,
look
musicians.
at the NFL.
It's happening. All right. The fact is, this was going to happen eventually.
Well, that's the thing. You know, anytime like a big scandal comes out, all the corporations act like they were like, oh, we didn't know about it. We're going to really fight now. And because they don't cry over spilled milk. They cry over like something that like, becomes like a flame on a house.
That feminist who wants to review games in her own light.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. That's perfectly fine. She shouldn't be getting death threats. She shouldn't have to endure that stuff. That's ridiculous. All right.
No.
I mean, the fact is, sexism is everywhere. There's always guys portrayed as sexist too in
Where?
movies. Everywhere. No, like
movies?
Yeah.
No way.
I know.
What movie, Rich?
Bob. Okay.
In
wait,
one
wait,
movie, there was
wait.
a man that was on steroids or something and shooting everyone. And
Open
saved
Iron
the
with
woman.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Every single movie.
I bet it wasn't in Disney either.
Oh no, it was definitely there. Prince.
I know,
man.
I'm just
Prince
kidding,
Charming,
I'm just kidding.
dude.
Well, I mean,
I'm pretty sure we're all Prince Charming.
You can say that with everything. So I mean, like, yeah, once it gets out, it's part of the culture. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best. I mean, it's a great thing that it is like that because how everyone's portrayed,
But if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna point out the flaws, then you should also point out the successes as well. There's plenty of games that portray women, like strong women characters, genuine characters. Like The Last of Us, for example, is a very prime game that does that. Like, I don't understand. You're gonna have the negative ones, you're gonna have the positive ones. Ignore the negative and focus on the positive. And the positive is actually getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what we talked about in another podcast where we're talking about the women role and like how people enjoy that and how people are not like hating on Tomb Raider. And what has Tomb Raider? Lara Croft does not have giant boobs anymore. So I mean, there's been some development there, and she was surviving and fighting.
I remember when the DLC for Last of Us Left Behind was.
I haven't played that yet.
Like it was about to come out, and I remember asking a question on a page, and this chick, I won't name names or anything. It was a certain page this girl. I shouldn't say chick. I keep on saying chick. It's second nature.
That's how you talk.
It's so politically incorrect. Well, fuck.
No, there's too much. There's too much.
Fuck
with
you
that.
and fuck your politically incorrect bullshit.
Don't call a Christmas tree a tree. It's a tree, okay? No, it's called a holiday tree now. So make sure you don't call it a Christmas tree.
Whoa, holiday? Whoa.
Hold on. Let's get back to square.
Day off. Okay.
So this DLC was coming out on Valentine's Day, right? And it was, people were like, oh, what's it going to be about? What's it going to be about, right? And spoilers if you haven't played it, but Ellie kind of like engages in like she kisses the other girl. That's what she does. She kisses her, and she's kind of like she's like homosexual, and it created like a big debate. And I remember before it even came out, I remember asking a question. I posted, I was like, hey, do you guys think, because it's coming out on Valentine's Day, it's got like her best friend Riley, do you think that she might, being kind of like a tomboyish type of character, will portray like, some homosexual tendencies, not to like piss anybody off? And she goes, you know what? She said, she like totally like just freaked out on me and like said, you know what? Like, what you said wasn't like, is not right, and you shouldn't have said that. She kind of like freaked out on me, like I shouldn't be saying that because
Why?
I'm not criticizing, stereotyping women, like all tomboys are all gay. And
that's not. She just like brought.
And it came out true. So it's like, well, if you're gonna yell at me about it, why don't you yell at Naughty Dog for doing that? Like, why don't you yell at them? And I just thought it was kind of stupid about this. Like, it's just so like absurd. Like, everything is just so. Everybody gets so fucking hepped up on the smallest bullshit. It's like, grow the fuck up.
I have a retort to that. Bill.
Yeah, Bill's gay in the game.
Bill's gay. You wouldn't have thought that until the very end of that whole sequence.
Yeah, Bill is gay. Yeah,
another thing, they live in a post-apocalyptic world where she grew up in this world. She didn't grow up in a normal society.
So that was one of the big things.
She was hanging out with her friend, who she fell in love with.
Or she felt
That's
something.
Happens.
And she was young at the time too.
And
so
I think you'd be hard pressed to find any girl in that world that wasn't a hard ass.
Yeah, and even like. I mean, I can go on and on, but I don't want to like dive into like that realm again. But that's what happened. It kind of like pissed me off.
Well, yeah, you got to. I mean, it's like the thing with the internet. People comment. There's so many trolls
exactly.
out there, so you can't even really get upset about it. I mean, it happens everywhere. If you're popular enough, you're gonna get people that hate you no matter what.
You can almost. It's almost synonymous and runs parallel. This whole Gamergate thing is running parallel with the Ray Rice thing in the NFL, dude. The NFL had that videotape of him slapping his girlfriend in that elevator and knocking her out. They had that shit months before, dude. The Ravens knew about it. The general manager knew about it. Even the NFL commissioner, they all knew about it. And then when the media found out about it and they got a hold of it, then it became this big blowout. And then they're like, oh, well, we got to fire Ray Rice.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Which, I mean, I don't... That's a very touchy subject. I understand in both situations with that.
Dude, Walter Payton was cheating on his wife. There's guys way back in the 70s and 80s, like the wives would come up with black eyes and be like, "What happened to you?" "Oh, I fell down the stairs," and stuff like that.
Ray Rice actually,
so stupid.
I think, I don't know, it's a big factor. I'll stop talking about it, but Ray Rice actually did a lot for the community of Baltimore. So I mean, he did a lot of good things. I mean, yeah, he did something that was terrible, and you could. Or yada yada yada, but I mean, he did a lot of good things, and now they're taking this huge thing and making it huge, and now he's out of the NFL because of this. And there's so many.
They even took him out of NFL 2015, I think, too.
Oh, did they?
Wow.
Yeah, they did a patch update, and he's out. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of other people. I mean, it happens, and they're like, "Oh, the NFL is so bad now," but literally, like, you look at it, it's less than 1%. Less than the population than normal. I mean,
people always focus on
the negatives.
The negative.
There's
99%. There could be like a whole dress, right? It's perfectly white. One small little red dot on that dress. Everyone's focused on that red dot, right?
Oh yeah. They want to see people fail. They want to see people
they like
lose.
Drama.
They they don't want people successful. They want to see someone like fucking up in life, that's what gets them. That's what.
Well, look at the news. It's always like negative. I mean, you watch the news, someone dies, all this other stuff. It's never like, oh, look at this nice story. It's
no.
But another funny thing, it was about The Last of Us, but I think Ellen Page, she's not in there for Ellie.
Yeah, she came out of the closet.
She came out almost like within that month.
She came out the same day. How ironic!
She did come out the same day. Yeah, that's right.
The same day that DLC came out.
Oh my god! I mean, even though they're not, they say it's not her, but it looks like her, kind of acts like her. I mean,
yeah, that was a big kind of throw out there for.
Isn't that crazy? That was the same day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think it's just kind of stupid, man. It's like whatever, dude. It's your fucking personal life, Like it seems like when the internet gets a hold of that shit, it's like things just. They just run with it, man.
It becomes a game of telephone, and it gets distorted, and facts are just thrown out the window. Like, what's the whole story? We don't know. None of the people who are being implicated are coming forward and talking about it yet. We don't have all the information from them.
And you're never going to get it for the fact that they have to be very careful what they say, because if they say something wrong, they're gonna.
That's what happens.
Everyone's gonna lie in that situation, because if they don't. It's going to get worse and worse. So you need to try to bury it as best you can.
I think someone eventually will tell the truth or write something about it, and then we'll.
Oh yeah, but it'll be 15 years and people forget because it's so old now. I mean, people forget.
There'll probably be a book or a documentary.
Well, that's what happens. I mean, just with anything, especially I'll just say last time I bring up sports, but athletes do something like Ray Lewis was almost convicted for a murder, and what happened to Ray Lewis at the end? Hall of Famer. He's on announcer. Things change. I'm not saying he did murder her, but he was up there and he wasn't convicted because yada yada yada. But I mean, at that time, if he retired, then he would never be anywhere. But since it's been 13 years after the fact, it's fine because it's we all heal in time.
Yeah.
Even if he murdered him or not, it's really hard to tell. But it's just stuff like that. It's just it explodes right away and it'll go away eventually.
But honestly, you should leave these people alone and just let them live
their
life.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen that way. It never happens with that.
No,
you look at
they're gonna have to obviously just let her review her games and people will watch them who want to watch them. The other girl, let her live with her life choices. She's gonna have to deal with those consequences on her own, whatever she did or didn't do.
It's just there's always hate mail. Remember in 2003, in other sports, Bartman. You guys know about what happened with Bartman?
With the Cubs.
Yeah, the Cubs then thing. He got hate mail. It's just those things that it's going to happen no matter what. If something happens to someone it's the most dramatic thing, then you're going to get hate mail, and it happens all the time.
The fact is, games aren't going to change. People are going to make the games they want to make. That's what's going to happen. There are millions of developers out there making the game they want to make, whether it's going to be sexist or not. That's their
personal opinion.
That's their design choice.
I understand. If you don't like it, then do not play it. You could fight for it, and you could be against it, and that's your decision on that part. But there's going to be people that enjoy it for that. So
there's no way. The only way you can change everything is if you forcefully change everyone's DNA structure.
Or the government bans it.
Yeah, and then at that point you're banning freedom, and then people are going to uprise anyway. Yeah. There's no solution to these things. You're just going to have to let people live their life.
All right. Yeah, I think we should start talking about more games again. I mean, that's kind of game.
You
But
mean-
let's actually talk about a game.
What game, Bob?
The Last of Us. No, Destiny. Where should we start? Where should we start with? Let's hear J-Bone.
J-Bone.
J-Bone has a lot of gripes against Destiny, and we're going to try and portray it.
I do, but I don't. Like, when I first started it, I was just like, oh man, like it was really hard for me to get into it. Like, I'm gonna try to like be as thorough but as quick as possible because I know you guys.
Should we just break it down in a couple steps?
No,
Like,
I'll just
we go
kind of,
like-
I'll
we go-
just ramp off what's off the top of my head, and once I stop, which will be quick, like
Look at
I'll
you
just,
said.
you guys just like retort to the, like whatever I want to fucking say. Okay, so when I first like I got to like level 2, and I was like, man, like I like the game. Like first off, I really do like Destiny. What am I playing? Like I haven't played with you guys, dude. I haven't get on the fucking headset. I play with you guys. Like that's how I've been playing since I bought it. I think I bought it the day it came out. I just got to level 20 yesterday. Thanks, Bob even helped me out. Like he was just like, hey, let's help him like grind a little bit and like get it up there. You know, I do enjoy it. There is, as far as like a Bungie game and what they're known for, like their story and stuff like that. Like I haven't played the Halo game, so when you guys were saying like, oh man, it's gonna be good, like it's a Bungie game, it's like they're known for, you know, good story and this and that,
I don't
and their
think so.
multiplayer. Hold on, and I just felt like it didn't have a story. It had just like back lore that you can look up on Bungie.net with your Grimoire cards, and you can find out little like tidbits about backlog thing. Like I wish they would have done like a bestiary like they do with Final Fantasy, or like
That'd be cool.
or Mass Effect, where it's like you encounter a certain enemy or a captain, or you know certain
Oh, yeah, why don't they have it in the game?
low level things, and you can just like press it. You know, press a button and then, you know, go to it.
Pokedex.
The game kind of like for me, for my first Bungie experience, like it threw me in and was just like, hey, here's a gun, here's your basic fucking shoot things and how to jump, and go there. And welcome to Destiny. Like, this is your world. Like, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing at any time in the game. Like, all I knew was like, okay, I gotta kill this guy. Here's a boss, and you know, the boss battles they were fun. But damn, dude, like if you're playing by yourself, that shit is lonely. And I did play by myself for a portion, all the way up to like level 13, 16. I played by myself.
That
Like,
was you really should have played with friends. That game definitely is a you play it with friends kind of game.
and you know what though, like and they
Come
should
on.
they should kind of like I shouldn't say they should tell you, like, how do I say this, like you feel like I told you guys too, like, oh, like the game really starts kicking off at level 20, and you're right, like it does. I've seen what you guys obtained, and it's true, it's enticing, it's fucking mouth-watering, right? Them pieces, them legendaries, them fucking exotics and stuff. You want to get like some guy today, first guy in the world.
Don't tell me.
Got level 30.
Oh.
And,
okay.
you know, and he did it in 107 hours worth of playtime, and he did it mostly, he said, by himself. And he didn't play a lot of Crucible, and he did it with doing the raid, or doing the dailies or something. I don't even fucking know,
the
dude.
daily channel, like the daily missions, the
And
weekly missions.
he,
and stuff like that.
well, not he, but I was telling you guys, you know, I shouldn't buy a game for $60 full retail price, especially if I've never played a Bungie game, and I should have known better. I should have like known a little bit what I was getting myself into. Like I should enjoy a game from like level 1 and stuff like that, and not to all the way to like get to level 20 and then do it. But getting to level 20 wasn't that quick. I feel like the loot drops are completely fucking random. Like I find myself farming different cave sites with other people.
J-Bo, let's just. Okay, we're gonna stop you there. We're gonna go because you have 100 different things.
Yeah, you're
and we're trying to like,
on this
we have
rampage
100
here.
different things to say.
But
Let's talk about
hold
the
on,
story.
bottom line, do I like
no.
it? Do I like it? Yes, I do. Do I enjoy myself playing it?
You still
when
like-
I play with you guys, I enjoy it.
Well-
but you guys start talking about this random shit, like we need to get the relic pieces
Yeah.
on the moon.
The relic iron is on Mars, but whatever.
And we gotta get it because I need it with my fucking.
It's
I'm just
trying
like,
to level up stuff because you're not there
Bob,
yet.
I gotta send my gear. All right.
I know.
All right, J-Bob?
and I understand that's where the fun starts coming in, but
Well,
it's like so much grind.
But that's
dude.
not true. That's not, I mean, if you like
There is grind.
Yeah,
There
is
is
grinding
grind.
after that, and if you like that, that's where it is. However, I play the story because I want to play by myself because the story I feel is, I don't know, because eventually you're gonna have to play the stories anyways. But I really like playing those games by myself just because that's how I feel story wise. And Rich will agree with me that It's not there. Like the story is, you don't play the game for the story.
There
I mean,
is-
I know you love.
Wait,
games
there's
with
a story in that game?
There is, like J-Bone said, there's like a lot of good lore that they could use.
Oh my god, so much.
But the way they present it is just, it falls so flat.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm a story guy, dude.
I know you are. That's why I said I'm like when I was playing with Rich before you were playing. I'm like J-Bone's not gonna like this game because of he's a story man. He loves it.
I think
of
the
his favorite
problem,
games.
honestly, is that Peter Dinklage is monologuing that whole game for you.
God, yeah, he
There's
is.
really nobody else. Like,
Why do
there
they-
are a few people here and there, cutscenes with other like characters,
Like,
but
how-
not many.
How is he so bad?
He is just-
like I just don't understand.
he
Like
is-
he's a good actor, and
very
he's
good. He's
so
very good.
like.
There is
Did they
a
give him like 5 minutes and
There-
they're like, okay, I want you to say this and this is it.
there is a 2-minute live action trailer for Destiny where
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage is better at acting in that trailer, and there's more characterization and more story in that live action 2-minute trailer than there is in the entire.
It's because
Destiny
Peter
game.
Dinklage read those lines in the studio booth and was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Like,
in his mind.
maybe,
like,
yeah,
pay me
maybe-
my money. I'll read. We went to the moon. The Cryptok is coming. You know what I mean?
But it
Like-
doesn't make sense because he's also in Game of Thrones talking about crazy shit in that too. But I mean,
Well, you can get into a character, and that was a book series before that. Like Destiny's a whole new like thing.
true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They either need to
he
like.
didn't try.
He needs to do better. Like if they're gonna keep him in that whole game, he needs to
Well,
get.
Peter
better.
Dinklage aside, even like the
that's-
main single player missions, it's just go to point A to point B, and I'll dialogue you along the way and why we're here. And then when we get to point B, I'm gonna like decode some of this ancient fucking shit, and then these waves of bad guys come, and then when you get to the last bad guy, we can take off into
Yeah,
orbit and
I
you can
think-
go to the fucking tower.
I think
and-
people agree with me on this. Is like the reason why Halo is revered as a good story is because people connected with Master Chief, the main character.
I don't think he's honestly.
But I'm just saying for people who like for people, like there is really no connection you can have with your Guardian here. There's nothing. You
there's
you
really not
don't even have
much.
a name. Your Guardian is called Guardian.
Yeah, I know.
I just think. Yeah, I mean the story's
that-
not
that-
there. They
that's
didn't
what's
have much
missing, is you don't
cutscenes.
feel connected
They
to
didn't
it.
have a bunch. I mean, but we could talk how bad the story is. Story's not good. If you're gonna play that game, you're like, I want a good story.
you gotta play it with friends. I understand.
Yeah, but
There's
now,
no doubt.
but on a technical level, Destiny's a masterpiece.
Oh, yeah, I agree. It is probably the best first-person shooter I've ever played.
And guess what? Guess what happened when it launched? I mean, for me, and I think most people, you could play online.
Yeah.
And you could get into games.
the servers
quick.
worked.
Yeah.
Name one game on the PS4 that has launched smoothly.
Battlefield 4.
I knew you were gonna say that. It's getting a patch. If you guys are not, it's getting a patch. Like
Chris was just
yeah,
saying too.
Chris
I
was
was
saying
like,
that too.
it was a pre-alpha game, dude. It was like an alpha fucking game that they released to the public, and
Killzone might have worked.
They're just patching it along the way. Like,
I don't
agree
know if
with them.
Killzone was so bad. I love Killzone 3, and I played the new Killzone, and it was just so slow and boring.
No, but
Ugh.
the shooting mechanics are. I was like, fuck, man,
Everyone-
these
yeah.
are awesome. I was hitting headshots
It's-
like left and
it's
right.
Halo
dude.
like. I mean,
And everyone doing their supers and and like all together in the world like at the same time and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's,
Yeah.
it's
No, it's
and
definitely-
how
And
good
it's-
that game
and it's-
looks.
it's
Graphically.
nice that it runs. I mean, it does a 30 frames per second, and it runs everything very smoothly for
It's-
most of it. Like,
it's
there's
stable.
really not. It's very stable, and I know Rich J-Bone was saying it yesterday, and the game, just the overall game, how it looks for an like MMO, quote unquote. If you guys saw that,
Yeah.
it's just beautiful. Like, look at the skyline, look at the
Oh,
horizon.
man.
Oh my gosh!
They definitely know how to fucking make a sky box, dude.
Like the story, I think if you're looking for a story, you just look at the story of the world itself. You don't actually take anything that goes on in the thing. You just have to. The
yeah.
whole story is about you exploring. I think that's the only best way to describe it.
I think so too.
And me, Rich, and 4 other people, we finished the raid.
Yeah, Vault of Glass.
And
How
If you need
difficult,
to-
on
it
a
looks-
difficulty from 1 to 10? What do you like?
10.
Is that hard?
I wouldn't say 10.
I
I would say maybe a 10
For an FPS game, it's a 10.
FPS game for 10, and how much teamwork you need to work together in order to do it and solve these puzzles.
You actually have to be in constant communication with
How
each
long
other.
did it take you?
Oh god.
Probably took us at least 10 hours, right?
That's how long it took the first team.
I think it might have took less, but you know what?
Somewhere around there. It took a long
They
time.
best
said
thing-
if,
but-
they said if you know how to do the shit,
Yeah.
like the puzzles and stuff, it only take you a couple hours.
Now we
You
can.
know?
Now if we go back, we could probably do it in like 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of good
We got
loot?
yeah. You get
Good
loot.
engrams?
There are like checkpoints you go along the way, and you actually get legendary drops along the way. You get like a bunch of gear, and there's treasure chests in
Good.
between too.
Yeah,
Their
You get-
loot, their
you
loot
get-
system is
dude,
fucking
You know
confusing.
that crazy bike that
before
I'm
we
driving
talk
around?
about that though.
You know that crazy bike I'm driving around?
Yeah.
I got that from the raid.
Okay.
So and I got.
Did you have to purchase that with Glimmer, or you had to purchase that with special?
No, he just gets
can't-
it. He
I
got it.
just got it.
Okay.
No, but it's just how that like place looked. The Vault of Glass it looks insane. There's so much cool stuff.
Felt
in
a
it.
lot like Lord of the Rings.
And the thing about like we
Did
talk about
you have to pay for it?
No, it's free.
yeah
Okay.
we talk about another
What planet is that?
The reason why they waited is because it's a level 26 raid. They didn't want to release it at launch because no one would be able to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a lot of positives though for the game. Just because like it's fun. It's definitely fun to play with people. They're always coming out with new stuff, like an MMO for a first-person shooter, which is there's been a couple that have been done, but nothing as successful or nothing as big as this Bungie one. So I mean, they're gonna still add stuff. I mean, if you enjoy the game and you enjoy grinding and all that stuff, it's a phenomenal game. I mean, it's so good that I've been playing it constantly. That doesn't happen with most games. I'm just like, But like, if you like the grinding ish, and if you like going to Cryptart like 100 times,
Cryptarch sucks.
and getting nothing for it. I mean, as much as I hate that,
there, sir, a legendary Ingram.
as much as I
I'll
hate that,
give you this blue item for it.
yes, yeah, if you're lucky.
And look how great that blue item is you got, sir.
Yeah, what he means is if you haven't played it, there's like purple. If you ever played Diablo, purple's orange is the best and it's exotic, but it goes down the tier.
Yellow.
Purple,
Green
exotic.
green is common, and then
we got
White,
white's
which is
common,
common.
green
White common,
uncommon, blue
Uncommon, yeah.
rare, purple legendary,
exotic.
yellow exotic.
I kind of hope they add different types of exotics, like black
Oh.
exotics, red exotics, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Red, especially red.
Crimson exotics.
See, the thing is, I don't mind games that have a lot of grind in them. I've grinded a lot of games in my lifetime. For just pure enjoyment, and I find myself with this one like I enjoy it, but then I don't. It's a weird, man. It's like you bet. It's like it's an awesome looking game, but it's hollow inside. I like doing the grinding, then I don't like doing the grinding. Then I look at like what everyone else is doing. It's just like, holy shit, like that's a lot of fucking dedication.
It is a lot of
Well,
dedication.
I mean, I will say this to the game's credit. Yes, there's a lot of grinding in it. However, it still gives you more options than any standard $60 game that you buy, because you have the Crucible where you can just do online matches,
True.
capture the flag, whatever, not capture the flag, but control, skirmish for 3-man teams, all that stuff. You got all that online stuff, and then you can go on all these different strikes and all these different missions with your friends if you want to go do that. So, whereas like The Last of Us, for example, has an amazing single-player campaign, the online is more repetitive than Destiny's because it's the same setup every single time.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
4 on
what's-
4. That's
And
it.
what's really nice though, which I don't know many games that do it, but I know right now the Crucible, like you don't actually say you have an auto rifle that's like a really good one, and you have an auto rifle that's not so good. It doesn't really matter which one you use, like for damage wise, but
They all level it out.
no, yeah, exactly the same. However, different like perks, they're almost like perks, or like different things on the on each of your gear or other stuff like that, or on your guns, can change how you play the game. Like one of mine, my armor, I have this chest piece that revives me really quick, like literally really
So for
quick.
skirmish,
So for skirmish, that's amazing. It's exotic piece and stuff. So what I really like about it is like I can play single player and get all my stuff up, and then it will help me play like deathmatch or whatever it's called, clash and everything, and I can actually improve my stuff. And another thing is like why I like the grinding so much is because, and I think this might be your problem, is that me and Rich have played with like 6 people almost like all the time. We're always playing with a huge group, and everyone's playing, and you're having that interaction with people. I mean, this is how you like almost make friends sometimes, or people that you don't really know. You actually get closer. That's how me and Rich kind of like started talking because of Dark Souls.
Dark Souls,
But
yeah.
It's just like you just are doing it together, and that's like where Destiny shines, because you can do so much stuff. And that raid, if you were with us on that raid,
Oh, Jay
as
Bro.
much as you might have been frustrated with it, you would have been like,
You
we
would
need
have
to finish this.
I want you to do that
Oh.
raid so bad. I want you
Yeah.
to be part of that.
Yeah.
Vault Glass?
Yeah.
You will love that raid.
Well, I'm not even level fucking 26, dude. It's gonna take me a while to even get there, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
Like,
it's a lot of work, and especially it's only 2 weeks, and I'm 27, you're
8.
28, and we have people that are 29, and it's not like a job, but you don't want to fall behind, and when you do, you're like out of track, so we need to...
Yeah, I mean, this is honestly, I never really got into World of Warcraft too much.
Yeah.
I don't like point-and-click fighting games.
Yeah.
I like real-time, action.
Wait, you
stuff
don't
that.
you don't like Diablo and shit?
I played Diablo a long time ago, but I like this new Diablo better because of the
Have
PlayStation
you played it a little bit?
4. I played it, yeah, but since Destiny came out.
I know, that's the thing. It's been destroying. I want to play Diablo with you because it's a fun game too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know people are hating on different things in the game, and I understand whether like there's no trading. Yeah,
But that's kind of a good thing.
I find it good because you know what? I want to find my own.
You can't piggyback off of somebody else's legendary and exotic gear now. You got to go get it.
We talked about Borderlands before and like how you can trade and get rid of stuff. Like, and we talked about if we can get all the best stuff
right away. What's the point of experiencing those worlds in that game?
And we've talked about it numerous times. So I like the idea that there's absolutely no trading. And one of the best parts about this game, because we always talk and we always grab about it, there's no micro transactions.
That's true.
What kind of game does not have microtransactions?
I love that. I love that I can't go online and spend $10 for 13 strange coins.
Oh my god! Don't even. And you got to give Bungie credit for that because if they did it, they would make a boatload. They would make more money
because then people would just be buying the exotic gear with the strange coins.
I gotta give them. I mean, I have to respect them for not adding that because they could have easily added. This game could
easily use microtransactions.
Yeah, you're like here buy
Relic Iron, buy Ascended Shards.
If they had microtransactions, I would have probably fucking kicked them.
I wouldn't play this game. I wouldn't.
I would. I wouldn't play. I would play it and then see how.
Great, this is another Warframe.
You would play it, and you'd give it a chance, and you play it for a little bit, but then you realize
I wouldn't get to level 28.
No, you wouldn't, because you'd be like, I'm not paying for this stuff. And then, like, how bad since it's not in there, and since everyone has a fair thing, even though it's a randomized of what you're gonna drop and what you're gonna get, it's just awesome that there's no microtransactions. So
now, I'm fine with them releasing DLC packs of new planets and stuff. That's fine. I'll pay $15, whatever it is, for that new segment of this game.
As much as we've been in the game,
because it's it'll have all those new items and all those new things that I can go earn in that segment of the game. I don't have to pay $15 and then $20 to buy more stuff.
I just feel like it's missing.
It is
like
missing
this,
something.
like this
spice,
dude. Like
it is missing. If it had an amazing story, if the story in the first one was amazing, it would be a masterpiece.
I remember playing.
You know what it's missing, Jay? It's missing Joel. It's missing Joel and
Ellie. It's missing Batman.
I'm saying it's missing a character that you can identify with and actually like.
Yeah.
Well,
I like my guy.
I mean,
I like the way my guy looks, but my girl has no character.
Yeah. Look at Zelda, dude. He don't even Link don't even speak.
But he throws pots in people's homes and he holds treasure above his head, all excited. Like,
look at this game. You can hover a fucking ghost in front of your hand and make a bike appear.
Link also has shot.
Yeah, but you get connected with him, but he doesn't have any fucking dialogue.
He also has a name.
And this has been going on since the late 80s.
Hey, but you know what else he has? He has a name. Guardian doesn't have a name.
Well, it's Guardian. Well, Titan, Warlock, Hunter as your names. There's your
it's
class
still not
names.
You still can't name your character. Like, I want to name myself Rich or Seventh or whatever I want to.
Or the seventh motherfucking soul.
I will admit that I remember. I shouldn't say I remember, it's years ago. Yes. I played with a couple random people, and people would just come up to me like, hey man, you want to join my fire team? Let's go on this fucking mission. And I'm level 8, and I was like, oh yeah, sure. And they wait for you, dude. They kind of if they're going ahead, and you're kind of still back there checking shit out, they'll turn around and they'll wait for you. It's very a friendly experience, especially with people you don't know.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
I found that pretty cool, and I remember putting on a microphone, and I was just chatting with this dude. It's like, hey man, we were just BSing about what we liked about the game, what we don't like about the game, and just stuff like that. So it really, it's nice because it's not like Call of Duty plays where everyone just shit talks each other, We're just yeah, motherfucker, But it's more
it's more of a community.
It's more of a community.
That's how most MMOs do. I'm going to consider this an MMO because it is.
It's a shared world shooter, Bob.
Whatever.
Jesus, Rich.
But it is cool that the environment that they have. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the story, just
it's missing.
I don't think actually. You know what? It's not. I don't think it's really the story. It's more the fact that how the missions are. They're very
they're boring. It's the same shit.
Yeah, if they had more cinematics or more different.
If they had more Sword of Crota missions, like that, where you get crazy.
Or if they had more Vault of Glass.
Does the Vault of Glass have a badass fucking boss at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god.
I will tell you that. Okay, hold on a minute. Destiny could be better if they had different segments for styles of missions. Every mission that usually ends up to be this. Okay, you start on a planet or moon, and then you go to point A, scan Ghost. Fight wave of enemy, go to point B, destroy thing you're going to go destroy. Okay, that's basically every single mission structure. You always use the ghost. Now, they had a Sparrow segment where you're chasing down somebody on your Sparrow, right, or something
Yeah,
like that, like,
yeah.
or,
No.
or you're being
Exactly.
chased by
It
some
wouldn't even
crazy
have
big
to-
thing and you have to get away, right?
It wouldn't even be the other stuff that we're having. I think the reason why the story is so bad, I mean, if it had all that cool stuff, those little jazz, because look at Zelda, he didn't talk, you know, and it had a little more cutscenes, a little more different things, versions like that.
Or
It just
or missions where like you were forced to actually find a random stranger to pair up with to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you needed you needed 3 guardians that you never met before.
Like a buddy.
Yeah, something like that. Like you get landed on the moon, right? And you have to go talk to like this guardian there with you, and then you actually have to work with him to find something.
Well, you know for
You know?
a damn fact they're gonna make a sequel.
Oh, well,
and
yeah. I mean,
they're
But
probably
what they
gonna,
have here is a fantastic groundwork. They
Oh
built
my
a
God.
very good framework.
Yeah,
for
it's
this.
a good fun, but they're still gonna add stuff. So I mean, people are like, "Oh, it's terrible, it's short, yada yada yada." There's a lot to the game.
It's actually long for a shooter. If you think about shooters are typically only like 5-10 hours. So it has about a 15-hour campaign.
We put so many hours after the fact because
and
of
then
like
there's
the
the Vault
extra
of
stuff.
Glass, and then there's
Yeah,
the
and they're gonna
there's
add new stuff, and they just added like
Where,
this new
where's
thing this
that
week.
Vault of Glass located?
Venus.
Oh, okay.
But I do kind of like the little like. I mean, you have to look up stuff. I mean, I know they don't like to tell you everything, which is actually. I mean, sometimes I like games where they don't baby feed you, like the
Vault of
Zoo.
Glass,
What's
you
his name? What's his name? Zoo or whatever.
Yeah, the exotic
Yeah,
salesman.
he's only on there for 2 days, and he's
and it changes locations.
and it doesn't tell you anything about that stuff. You'd have to look it online. So it's really cool that you actually have to interact or
with
look
the community,
online.
because
Yeah.
someone will find it, and then they have to communicate with people.
Yeah,
And tell you
so
what's
there's a
going
lot
on.
of cool stuff, and you look at all these articles talking about all this stuff, and you know, I think the game is definitely. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I will say this: it needs a map. You need to be able to know where you like. I want to be able to hit start and then go to a map. and see
What it
where I
was,
am.
dude, I bought into the hype, man. I bought into the hype
so you don't.
again.
You're
and-
not happy you bought it.
No,
Oh, you were expecting a lot like this. Everything.
I was expecting the fucking sky to fall, dude. Like,
I mean-
video games will advance 15 years, man.
yeah.
And here comes
probably
Destiny.
Bungie
you know?
had to make a decision. I don't think if they release this game maybe in a year from now or 2 years from
Right.
now, maybe it would have a better story.
Oh, it would. I
but,
think.
But they had to focus on gameplay or story, and what are you going to be doing most of the time? You're going to be playing the game.
You got to, yeah, I mean, think of how much stuff it does have, and think of how early it is on the PS4 generation. I mean, that's the thing, though.
And
If it's 2 or 3 years
it's got
from now,
10. I mean, apparently they want to keep this whole thing going for 10 years. So
What,
this-
like this
Destiny,
like
I
the
don't
franchise?
I don't even. I'm not even sure if they plan on releasing like Destiny 2 discs. I think they might just completely just make DLC for the rest of the whole thing if they wanted to. I don't know. It's up to them.
Oh, they could,
Because
and-
they were given what $500 million, right? This first release is not $500 million.
No way.
Worth. That $500 million is going to be stretching for at least the next 3 to 4 years, at least, and then
Yeah.
and they've already made it back. They've already made profit off of this game. This is just the first installment.
yeah, they don't. Yeah, they wouldn't have to essentially.
They probably have all that stuff almost. They have it constantly working on it every
The
single
game
day.
looks good. The game looks good. It was great. And if it did last for 3 or 4 years, and they added, because they can add that stuff, and it would be amazing. And they could add that story. Right now, it is that foundation. It is very basic. It's not
probably-
Titanfall basic. It's
yeah.
not. It's not there.
But it's not as grandiose as,
But think about it. Halo used to add all these new modes all the time. Like they add modes and stuff, and they could do it with the same disc and everything. And they could add stories, and they've already added new stuff. So I mean, it's just a first step. So I mean,
I do want more characterization though. Like they have Nolan,
Customization.
they have like they have the guy from Firefly, Nathan Fillion. He is the hunter Vanguard. He says 3 things to me the whole time. I want to have a conversation with Nathan Fillion, why he's a hunter, how he became a hunter. I wanted him to I wanted him to take me out on like an early mission and train me how to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? That
You
would
know,
be cool.
what'd be cool with this game too is like everything that you guys said, and wait, what? You're giving me fucking.
He was telling you time.
Yeah, I know. No, it's like a Mass Effect style. Like press square up to the sky, and then you get a choice of questions that you can ask, and like dialogue. Exactly,
Well, that'd be-
like
yeah.
dialogue branch
Even if
offs,
they just
dude.
had a dialogue tree, I could talk about what's new in the tower with like the people,
Yeah.
like with
Well, yeah, that'd
with
be-
my hunter Vanguard.
yeah,
I
that
mean,
would-
can you imagine if Mass Effect had the gameplay mechanics that Destiny
That's the
had?
thing, though. You
Yes,
gotta-
if you had
Holy
BioWare
fuck.
write the story, and then you had
Oh.
Bungie.
Oh my god, it'd be
doing
one of the greatest games of all time.
it
would
would.
be.
No, I mean that.
But the
would
fact
be,
is, there isn't bad lore here. They could make a great story out
so
of this.
yeah, it still has. It's really
They
hard to
just
review that
didn't
game.
do it.
I don't know.
It is very hard to read.
It's impossible because
I mean,
it's not done. The game's not done, and I'm not saying it's not finished. It doesn't work. I'm saying it works smoothly. It works great. It just like they can add things to it, and like what Rich was saying, that 3 or 4 years they want to hold on to this game and want to add stuff because they've added stuff every week, some brand new thing.
Yeah, they're adding things like almost like it looks like they're adding everything like a month-to-month basis. Like
yeah, so
October something's happening, December something's happening.
Yeah, so I mean, how awesome is that to have a game that you paid for, and none of this is actually currently none of it is costing you any money, and there's no transactions, microtransactions. I mean,
no, there
as much as you might hate the game, hate different parts about the game, it does a lot of things right. The problem is we always have this huge hype for certain games, and really, there's not many games that fulfill the hype.
Yeah.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, we always like, oh, remember Watch Dogs? I mean, people are like, oh, the story's good, but Watch Dogs didn't do it for me, and it was not to the level I wanted it to be.
I mean, the fact is, like, people really should be understanding how hard it is to make a game like this, and name an MMO that has an unforgettable story to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Yeah, you just said MMO. No, you can't. You really can't think of anyone. You might have better lore, and you might have all this other stuff that you could look up and do this information on.
But in terms of like a personal story, it's hard to do because you can't. I mean, you're trying to cater to
you're trying to make
people playing at the
perfect
same
game.
time.
You're trying to that's. We always talk about. I mean, I always I don't think we ever talk about it here. But I always talk about what would be a perfect game. If I could have an awesome first-person shooting MMO, I'm like, why don't they have them? I'm like, why aren't they out there? And now this is maybe the first step of it, and it can increase so good.
Think of Borderlands, right? The original one.
Yeah.
It was 4 people co-op, basically.
Yeah.
Terrible story. Game got ridiculous praise, right? Destiny is a bigger game with and honestly, the loot system in Borderlands, while it was great to always be getting new things, it didn't feel like anything I got was unique, and I really couldn't hold on to anything. I was always looking for that better gun, right? Whereas in Destiny, I can get a gun, and I can upgrade it, and I can be like, I can call it my gun, and I can have it in my storage.
Yeah, you actually feel close to your weapons if you really enjoy them.
That's why I actually kind of like the light levels, because it allows me to keep my level 20 gun, but strengthen it with the light level.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really nice.
Whereas if when I'm level 26 in Borderlands, now I gotta find a 26 weapon.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, that's actually... You make a really good point, because the highest you really can get in that game without like these lights give you like these what are they called, like asterisk levels that do help you killing bosses, but the weapons and the armor only get up to level 20.
Yeah.
So anytime when you reach level 20, you can hold on to that thing if it's really nice
for that situation, and you could swap out. Like this arm piece is really good for auto rifles. This one's really good for sniper rifles.
I've noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really cool that
and you can upgrade those armor pieces to
exactly what you said in Borderlands. Though,
yeah.
you're at level 15, and all of a sudden you love this shotgun, but now you're at level 20, you're like, this shotgun does not do it anymore. As much as you love that shotgun, now it's gone.
Yeah. So I mean, Borderlands was praised, right? And it was much simpler than this game. This game is really complex and complicated, and it's millions of people playing at the same time, pretty much, right? And it's kind of getting shit on by a lot of people. It doesn't make sense.
No, you got to remember, anything big, which we talked about at the beginning, people are gonna hate and you're gonna troll.
I mean, the loot system, I will say, the drop rates are right now not good.
Yeah, but
if I get a legendary Engram, I need
that could be changed.
Exactly, it can be changed.
I mean, maybe they did it for a certain reason.
And like Bungie will listen to its community. They will make the changes that they know are.
Taking the legendary and getting a blue.
Yeah, they will listen to the community. They will make the changes that they feel are necessary, and it's Bungie. You really shouldn't underestimate them because they're a really good game developer, and this is their baby now. This is their project. They're gonna want to make it as best as they can.
Yeah.
So it's only gonna go up from here. I'm sure they already know that everyone thinks their story is crap, or how it's
They're
told.
not stupid.
They're not stupid. They're gonna be like, okay, clearly we know what we're gonna do. They're probably gonna try to focus a little bit more on story.
And guess what's gonna happen in their DLC? They're gonna have some sweet story missions, or they might add extra stuff. The missions are probably gonna be a little more.
Now, what is the Queen's Wrath?
Oh, the Queen's Wrath is a new thing that they added this week. What I know about it is that you can... There's like these special clans that you can join, and if you... Anywho, you get these clans, and then you have to get your levels up with them, like as much reputation.
Yeah.
Anywho, this Queen one, you can do these bounties, which are like little side missions per se. You get to do a certain task, and if you complete them, you get this reputation to her. You get it high enough, you're able to buy certain armor from her. So that's what it really is. I mean, I don't know really much about it. Just came out today, but that's brand new. I mean, it's a little extra thing. It's not like, hey, I just bought this game, and it's done. You know?
Exactly. Like it's constantly evolving and adding new things.
Yeah. So I mean, how awesome is that for a console game? For a console game to have that actually where they're gonna update it and improve it, and you don't have to pay for it like those extra small things. You'll have to pay for the other parts of it. But right now, I mean...
They already updated... they already put a patch note for update 1.0 for, I think, the stuff for Vault of Glass, raids, missions, and then armor and stuff like that. So, I'll check it out.
And I mean, where I would love to have an amazing story in this game. Of course, I would love to have one.
Yeah,
but the fact that it's really fun to play with friends, and that it's going to continue to be fun to play with a bunch of friends, that's really what I've been wanting now. Like, there are going to be games that are going to come out like Last of Us that are going to have stellar story and stellar single-player gameplay. But when I want to play with 6 people, I'm going to go to Destiny for those raids.
Yeah, I don't know, it's fun. I mean, like, we haven't had really much game that, like, is just exciting that you can just...
Because you don't know what you're going to get, dude, at the end of the tunnel, man.
No, and, I mean, I love that. I mean, some people hate that. Some people just want to get this stuff.
I like it.
No, I'm not saying you. There are more than some people than you. But, I mean...
Fuck was that, Bob?
Oh, and I just have to mention this. Look at Bethesda's first attempt at a massively multiplayer online game. How did theirs turn out?
Are you talking about
Elder Scrolls?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Whatever happened? Is that still a subscription fee?
I gotta say, in terms of Bungie's first attempt at a massively multiplayer game, they did a pretty damn good job.
Yeah,
no, they did. I mean,
there's still some. I don't know. I like the game. It's great.
Is it perfect? No.
No. I mean, and the thing is, you can't expect a perfect game. I mean, you're like Last of Us is a perfect game. I'm like, yeah, I can see your point, but what does it have? It has an awesome single player and a lackluster multiplayer. So the single player is a masterpiece.
Single player is what makes that game a 10.
Yeah,
not the online.
Yeah, you're not going to be like, if you just play the online, you're like, oh, okay, that's it. You're not going to really do it well. So they're adding, once you add more stuff into a game, you're obviously going to miss on a couple things. You're not going to have everything you want. So I think people should obviously understand that I know it's Bungie. I know you expect like whatever, like this, everything must be perfect, but that's not possible.
They're breaking that single player campaign mentality now. Like, it's always online now. I mean, Halo had a single player campaign that you could play with a friend co-op, and then they had the online, separate altogether. This game puts it all in one thing.
Yeah, I mean,
you're always online with those friends, playing story missions,
and you could go with parties all the time. It's not hard to go with people. I want to join you, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm going to join you. I'll join you in Mars.
It's definitely, if you like I said, this is my first Bungie game, blah, blah, blah. I already said that shit. Like, I threw this, to pop this game on, and I was, like, kind of expecting, like, your traditional thing. It's definitely a learning curve, like, this game. Like, if you haven't played it, I guess. It's definitely a learning curve.
All right. Just overall,
with what to do and how to, like, navigate and do, like, okay, what do I, like,
I don't know. You heard what we said. I mean, if you haven't played Destiny, I don't know what to say to you because, I mean, you probably should have played Destiny.
Give it a shot.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you don't like grinding or if you don't, I don't know.
Definitely at least have 2 other people to play it with on your fire team, though.
Yeah, forewarning, don't play by yourself like I did because that shit's lonely. It's sad and lonely. I was just like...
I played the beginning by myself, and then when I played with Bob and Taylor and Chris and everyone later, Deagle.
Deegs.
Seagull.
I had way more fun playing with friends.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely is a game that you play with friends. Okay, I think we're probably gonna wrap it up. J-Bone, do you have anything else?
No, just news. I'm done with Destiny.
Oh, we didn't even. You know what we didn't really touch on? We didn't really touch on Crucible, but we can do that next time.
Yeah. Crucible. If you like Halo, you're gonna like this.
The Crucible does have a few issues here and there, but it's still pretty solid in terms of,
we can talk about it more next week. I'm sure we're still going to be playing it.
I was kicking ass, and then I was getting my ass kicked the next week.
All right, tell us about news. We probably need to wrap it up soon.
All right. I'll just very quick. Fuck it. Microsoft buys Mojang Studios for $2.5 billion. They are the makers of Minecraft. So that'll be interesting if you buy it on PS4.
What, they're going to hate on you?
No, like, was it going to have, like, Microsoft brand, like, logo? Microsoft Studios? Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be kind of weird.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah. Rockstar released a GTA-themed PS4. It's in gold and shit like that. It's got the big... it looks badass if you're, like, into that bundle pack for next gen or current gen.
Okay, one thing I want to say, this is my opinion. On the GTA 5 multiplayer online, that's a grind, and I hated it. But
every multiplayer is a grind. Call of Duty, you're going for that prestige.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'm just saying I like this grind. There's grinds I like and grinds I don't.
And I didn't play the GTA Online on PS3 because of all the bad news. I was like, oh my god, I just want to stay away from you.
Didn't even work.
Oh my god, it didn't work.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a feeling it's going to work this time around, and I know Chris and I are getting...
Chris friggin' loves that game, so if
I
start bashing it, he's like,
what is the greatest game in the world? Yeah, we're getting totally hyped for it.
No, that's Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
But it's close.
All right, next.
Those games are close.
Final Fantasy 15 will get a playable little demo that is a couple hours in length. The demo is actually a couple hours in length.
That's awesome.
Says
I'll
the
beat it in like
developer.
20 minutes.
The demo will come out next March with the purchase of Final Fantasy Type 0.
Next March, you say? That's far away.
Yeah, it is. It's not even
Type Zero's
Halloween
coming
yet.
for PS4, right?
And
It gotta be.
God, I forget. I want to say no. Or yeah, I want to say yes. I want to say yes. What am I thinking? It's gotta be.
I'm gonna be buying Type Zero for that demo. I'm.
Xbox-
You're like, I don't even like the
I
Type
don't,
Zero.
I don't even. Yeah, the Type Zero. I don't even care if it's a terrible game. That demo, man.
Oh, it'll be like the Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty when you buy it for Zone of Enders.
I see. That's funny. I bought Zone of the Enders for Zone of the Enders.
Rich, you are that type of guy, dude.
Zone of the Enders 2, man. Play it.
Xbox One coming to China September 29th. The Connectless will cost around I don't know what their currency is, but to United States dollars it's $600 US.
What?
Connectless, and with the Connect it's $700
Wait,
US.
do you mean the gameless version? The gameless Xbox One?
Yeah, like just a console, like no bundle pack, dude. Blizzard's MMO
No game
MMO
include?
called
That's
Titan.
stupid.
Blizzard's MMO called Titan was canceled after 7 years.
I wonder how much that cost them.
Probably a lot of money.
You can,
It's-
well, wait though. I mean, yes, the game's been canceled, but they're probably going to be using that engine and assets towards another game. So it's not all lost.
I don't know. I don't think I read something like technically they never really unveiled the game. to
Oh,
begin
so
with.
it's like this development that never developed.
Yeah. Okay, Arkham Knight is officially released in June 6, 2015. My ass already pre-ordered that fucking
June?
June 6,
That's
2015.
That is so far away.
Weren't they? Wow, that's a huge delay.
It was supposed to come out next month, and then he delayed it to January,
You know, take
and
the
then
delays.
to June.
Take
That's
the
fine.
delays.
Hey, Last of Us got delayed. GTA 5 got delayed. Even Bioshock Infinite got delayed. And look what ended up happening. They're great achievements.
Duke Nukem got delayed.
Well,
Whatever.
Rocksteady
man.
Studios knows
We've
what
got
they're doing.
No. Shadows of Mordor and Bloodborne.
Exactly.
Next year,
We got
February.
exactly.
When, those
Bloodborne,
October,
dude.
right?
What?
When's Shadows of Mordor comes out in October?
October,
Right?
yeah.
Bloodborne is in February.
Smash Bros on 3DS.
Bloodborne is in February, and I'm definitely picking that up. That's
Oh.
going to be a fun game,
Are you
especially
kidding? Yeah. I mean,
with,
I don't know.
with you guys.
Oh yeah.
How many people can play on that?
I don't know. Probably 3 still.
God, I love that game. Oh, I've never played it, but like
Arkham
just
Knight, I know I pre-ordered the like the statue and stuff. It was $100, and
That's not bad.
you get a steelbook, you get a variant comic with it, you get all these like cool stuff that's like right up my alley.
I
Okay,
love
next.
steelbook cases.
Yeah. Some people are already getting. This isn't really news, but some people are already getting sick using the Project Morpheus. Like some people are getting sick using what's the other one for PC? Come on.
Oculus Rift.
Oculus Rift.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I saw a guy on the security guard.
And some people get sick on roller coasters. And
Yeah.
some
I
people
get
get sick in cars.
Now I'm
I
worried
get-
because I always want to try it, but
And-
I'm probably gonna get sick because I get
and
sick.
some
on-
I
people
get
get-
motion sickness.
And some people get sick eating food. Like people are gonna get sick for everything.
They're gonna call it like. I wonder what they're gonna call it, dude. It's not Project. We're calling it the PS.
Sometimes when you get a new pair of glasses, you get a little weird.
Yeah, the PS. Fucking, I don't even know, dude. I can't even think of anything.
The
fucking-
PS.
Yeah, it's called the PS. All right, Microsoft has announced a price drop for the Xbox One in the UK.
$10.
The new, it's a new $330 euro price tag that drops. In the UK, it's not coming in North America yet. So they're dropping their price like even more.
UK is not selling though. I remember. Hey, when's that Halo come out though?
November.
November. That's exciting.
I'm gonna get that.
will move.
That's my. That's
Oh,
my
I'm
part.
getting that.
You need to get that. I mean, that's.
I'm
you need
not
an Xbox One.
To me, it's not a console seller. To me,
It is.
Halo's
There's
always
4
been
of
a
them.
console seller.
to me,
No,
I just,
there's a 4 of them.
And
Oh,
doesn't
you don't like
it,
that? You're not a
doesn't it,
multiplayer
and when you get it,
guy.
you get a beta access to 5, right? Halo 5 or something like that.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I mean, I'm excited to play them again. I mean, like.
I mean, it sounds awesome,
Okay.
right? I mean, it looks cool. It sounds awesome. I just honestly, dude, I
How
don't
much
have
is
the
that
money.
game
I
gonna
don't have the
cost?
money to like.
$60.
$60 for 4 games. Yet they're old, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
a
I
little
need an
worried
Xbox
on how-
One
okay.
to do it. I need.
it's $560. It's not that bad actually.
I think they should have instead of.
$460. Jesus.
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe I'm the only one on this one, but I feel like they should have they should have included all the games, right? And they should have just made all the maps for Halo 4. And then you can just play on all those maps for Halo 4. Because having to switch to Halo 2, Halo 1, Halo 3, I don't even know if they're going to be able to maintain all that.
They
So I have
said
to go
they
to
said they
Halo
are.
1 to-
They
I have to go to Halo 1 to play the multiplayer, and I have to go to Halo 2 to play multiplayer.
I think I don't know how the interface is going to work, but I'm pretty sure you're going to have to be in that game and then select multiplayer from that game or select Halo 1.
I'll tell you what
multiplayer
though,
or
like
something.
Microsoft might even surpass Sony in console sales that month.
Oh,
Like, they
will.
probably will.
They will.
Maybe.
Especially with...
That game's gonna be the most selling game.
But then Sony's going to come back, next year, and then...
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. They got
Bloodborne.
Uncharted next year. I mean, when Uncharted drops,
Metal
Jesus.
Gear Solid.
It's confirmed. It's confirmed.
Metal Gear.
I got that coming up.
Final Fantasy 15.
Final Fantasy 15 is about 50 to 60% complete. Confirmed. Rich.
Yeah.
He denied me earlier. He's like, "Hey, half of it. It's
gonna-
gonna come out in 3 years.
It's gonna come out it's gonna be out for the PS5. All right.
Dude, their demo. They're so confident, man. They're confident. They're putting their demo on another
I
Final
know.
Fantasy product. The demo is like a good 2 to 4 hours in length.
That's all. That means that game is like 60.
That
hours
means
long.
that game is
Jacking
ready.
me up. I'm like all jacked up now because I'm talking all these games.
Did you
gameplay.
see the characters are all boys? They look like
Road Trip.
like Backstreet Boys. Okay, a couple more. Metal Gear Solid 5 is confirmed to be out in 2015 by Kojima. He didn't give a specific release. They said 2015. Tokyo Game Show unveiled a slew of new
Hey,
information.
one more thing before you do is about the. Did you see that? I know you've seen it, but you
I've
can.
seen it all, dude.
I know, but like you get that, like I think it's the decoy of Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah,
that? Oh,
yeah,
that's
in
so
the
cool.
Phantom Pain, in the Phantom
Yeah,
Pain.
that's from
That's one of the Tokyo Game Show was just this past weekend. It unveiled a slew of new information and new gameplay demonstration, including a buddy system, new detachable prosthetic arms with different functions and features
Yeah,
on
that's
them.
cool.
Did you see the wall climbing mechanic? The animation for the wall climbing, where you climb up the wall, it looked like real rock climbing, dude. It was unbelievable.
Are they gonna include the Mega Man Buster as a prosthetic?
We'll see. Maybe they.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt him.
I mean,
Right?
like it's Kojima, dude. They have he's got
He's goofy.
an array of new detachable arms. The gold one, he had a red one. I mean, who knows? Locations. Africa was the gameplay demonstration where you can, and I guess the locations you can literally get lost in these locations unless you don't use your map. Like it's
That
and
means
much
it's
more.
big.
Yeah, and it means it's massive. Even Troy Baker said it's massive in an interview like last
Troy
year.
Baker is not in the game.
He's Ocelot.
He's
Voice
Ocelot.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
But he actually
Okay.
isn't in the game. You're right. Like,
Two more.
he doesn't-
Last two.
Physically.
Last two, we gotta wrap it up under an hour. Bad Blood is a new DLC confirmed for Watch Dogs and will be available September 30th. I didn't know people were still playing that game.
Meh.
I
I heard some things about it that they were actually really cool. Actually, because he was different. He was a different character that you actually find meaningful.
For real. Yeah.
Because the character everyone is saying, which I agree with, is that you don't really get attached to the character. I don't even remember his name.
Aiden.
Aiden. There you
I
go.
might go back and try to platinum it. Maybe I don't know.
I may look at
Good
it
luck
once.
platinuming Destiny.
Oh, I'm not gonna try.
Because you have to,
You
in
have to
order to
beat-
platinum, you have to beat the raid with 6 people, and no one can die in that
yeah.
raid.
How many times did we
One of
die?
the trophies.
Once. Each.
1,000 times.
times 1,000. We died quite a bit.
Last one. Rich already talked about it earlier. Destiny made all their money back, which was $500 million put into their game, or Bungie for Destiny, $500 million. They made all that back in a 24-hour period, but during that time, that was to retailers, not to customers and consumers that like the product in their hand, like what GTA 5 did with $800 million in your hand. They made like literally all that back, and then So, but even then, I'm sure that's still an amazing
it's still
feat.
rising.
They said it's the fastest selling new IP
franchise, yeah.
new IP franchise in gaming history. So
Congrats. I mean, they deserve it because the game it does a lot of.
They built
awesome
something
things.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny that. As much as there's so many haters for it because obviously it's so impactful. So that's
yeah.
It's trying to make everybody like it, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's impossible to do that. Like, it's trying to have something for everybody. And that's usually where you're going to get a lot of hate.
Yeah. So one thing's where one area excels and another lags.
Exactly.
well, yeah. When you add so much, all right, we talked about enough.
We did.
All right, this is Bob, single Bob.
Bob,
I mean,
Bobs.
I'm not single, but I just want one Bob there.
You
And
hear
then
that? Bob's on the market.
there is J Bob, and then there is the motherfucking 7th Bob. Signing out.
Seventh
Thanks,
sword.
Bob. Later.